Hello guys, hope you're doing well. This is TJ and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast, and welcome to my NXT Great American Bash review. What a show, man. Excellent show, top to bottom. I like this show very much. A great match. Main event was excellent, and they actually proved that they can work out a smash mouth style match as well as a very good technical wrestling masterpiece as well. A good replay value match that we had seen, and what a great start as well with NXT Tag Team Championship match. Another match that I was too excited for as well, but the result didn't make me happy, but still very good match. And MSK versus Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher was the first match for the NXT Tag Team Championship, and this match actually starts off with the usual collar and elbow tie up and lock up and all, and the usual technical mastery and the technical wrestling was displayed by Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher on MSK team, and Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher of their rugged style and their aggressive kind of style of the wrestling, and picking about the joint manipulation and joints, and put like targeting on the limbs and targeting the legs, ankle, and that was the storytelling that they actually put on through here, and that was great to see. They do always, and MSK with their innovative maneuvers, the speed and quick advantage, and aerial maneuvers as well, speed, as I said. So that was the whole story here: the speed, quickness advantage versus the body part manipulation by Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa, and great match. I mean, very hard-hitting match as well. I mean, we saw kicks and corkscrew springboard elbow by Carter. We saw hard knife edge chop as well, knee strikes as well, and very good technical matches. If you at that in that point as well, that was good, and very good laid out match. But in the end, we saw bad ending, the WWE ending, which I didn't liked it, and but still the match actually was great here. They worked out really well. So that was the point that actually surpassed the ending that they had, a bad ending that they had, where Carter actually goes for a Carter goes Champa was going for a fairy tale ending actually, and Lee reverses into the ankle lock, and Carter was being held by actually Champa actually had a Project Champa as well on Carter actually, and he kicked out. I didn't think about I thought about that's over, because there's few superstars that had kicked out Project Champa. It's kind of a protected finisher, and that he don't use often as well. He mostly use fairy tale ending. So fairy tale ending attempt by Champa, and Lee with the ankle lock, and Carter was being held by Champa, but he pushes Champa into Thatcher to break the hold actually, and Thatcher actually goes for the leg again, but Lee with their sneaky attempt gets a roll up and gets a pinfall. So kind of a heelish turn here by MSK, I think so. Not a babyface kind of win that they had. They did laugh after the match, so kind of tricked down them. And but I do see the rematch going forward. So I don't know why they didn't swap the title actually, because this was the point where they could have done, because it's a special show that they had. So that would have been a good title change as well. I mean, believable title change. I mean, for 2 months actually they have been team. They have come for chance before as well with GYV and MSK, but they didn't won. So really disappointed by the result, but a fantastic match, man. Back and forth, hard and fast paced action. The ending was not that good. So we then saw the batteries at 90%. So we were expecting someone who would be there, and we saw a small vignette, small segment actually. Adam Cole walking into the Capital Wrestling Center, and we had a segment where Samoa Joe and William Regal are out in the ring, and Regal actually. So we had another interesting situation. So the flow of this show was great, man. After this very great match, we got the NXT Championship picture where Gargano and Karrion Kross actually had the face off, and Gargano comes out first. Karrion Kross comes out then, and he needs Gargano's. He calls both men to the ring. Gargano is out alone and calling for Kross to come out, and he does. And Regal says he bought them here because he needs to get settled. That Gargano says, let's get this formalities out of the way. You suck, he says, and he's been living like a king in Kross, held rent free, and says Kross tried to run him down last week because he's terrified to get in the ring. And Regal says next week it's Gargano versus. He didn't wait for so much of time because the whole show was waiting towards. And Regal says next week it's Gargano versus Kross for the title. Excellent, man, exceptional, man, exceptional decision, excellent decision that Regal had made. I mean, they are giving the free title match actually, and that's great, man. I mean, so next week it's also a must-see show. NXT Championship on the line, and Kross gets on the mic. I do not think like it could be a title change. I do think that he could be held on to the title till NXT Takeover. But the interesting situation got much more interesting as Samoa Joe is a guest referee, and I think there's going to be some shenanigans being played out. We know when guest referees played out, they something is gonna happen. I mean, maybe I think so. The angle they could go is Samoa Joe is they are kind of getting wrapped up because recently they had Ryan Satin's out of character where Samoa Joe is literally actually thinking about getting into the ring, and he's planning to get into the ring, but very soon he wants to get in the ring. But that very soon maybe next takeover or something, maybe so Karen Cross versus Samoa Joe, we could see that for the singles match. I guess maybe Gargano winning the championship in a shocking way. That's still shocking if you think. I mean, Gargano winning is kind of a very underdog kind of situation here because Kross has been a very decimating and a decimating champion. Decimating champion. He already cut through all the competition that he had. Finn Balor, Adam Cole, and all the five top superstars in the fatal five-way situation. So he's a big time player right now. So that's a very tough job that if they want to book him to get the win. So that's my opinion. And getting into the segment where Kross gets on the mic and says, you think I'm afraid of you? The crowd chants, yes, yes. And Kross says, he's only nearly ran over Gargano because he was in the way. Kross says he has greater convictions than Gargano and has goals, which include main eventing WrestleMania and becoming WWE champion. Samoa Joe's expression was a very good. I mean. Observation if you had seen, he was kind of like don't expect too much, bro, don't expect too much, man. So that was kind of there. So he wants to become WWE champion, big ambitions, big aspirations, so that he had. And he says he knows Gargano thinks he's going to do some really cool moves next week, but this isn't a comic book, this is real life, he says. And Kross had a really good promo here, and people like Gargano get beaten by people like Kross, and next week that's what's going to happen, he says. And Regal announces that Samoa Joe will be the guest ref next week, and Gargano says, I loved it, and he steps out of the ring and says that Kross couldn't lace Candice's boot. That made Kross angry, and he was inching towards Johnny Gargano, but Samoa Joe laid in front of him, and he was standing in front of him and had a face off, and Joe stops him from attacking. And we get into the next segment where we get a vignette recapping the feud for the $1 million title, including LA Knight attacking Ted DiBiase and Grimes coming after him for it. So far, I mean, I was quite excited to see this match. I mean, there's a major expectation that was there that Grimes gonna be the butler here, but the title change would have been not a very good decision. I know that, but I had in my prediction I told that maybe Grimes would be winning. I actually WWE had did before this as well, So it's different. I know Grimes can play that character as a butler, so he's going to play it because. Uh, I would be getting into that. So after that we got a backstage promo from Kushida talking about Diamond Mind attacking him, and he says the Cruiserweight Championship is the most precious than Diamond, and saying he's proud to be a champion and he's ready for them. So maybe like we are expecting like Kushida versus Roderick Strong for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. That's gonna happen. Uh, Great match, man. Great match coming. So $1 million championship match. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. This match was a very fun match. I mean, really solid match. Good, really well worked match. The ending actually entertained me actually, especially. So they actually starts off with quite in a fast paced style, and Knight with his the Knight with his usual heel tactics that he do. Was So they actually one point here is that they actually get got a lot of time here to work it out nicely in a singles match actually, because last time they had a ladder match, so that was entirely different thing. So this was a straight out wrestling match. So that was the advantage here. And and if you know that they both know each other because they were back in TNA Impact. So they both know very well each other. LA Knight was it in the name of Eli Drake, where Cameron Grimes was in the name of Trevor, I think Trevor Lee actually. So I mean, not a very I mean, OMG moments where there are, or I don't think so. That was that type of thing was there, but still really worked as a good, well worked, solid match. I would think so. In the end, we saw there was a spot where Grimes actually hit a reverse Rana and had a near fall. Grimes back to his feet, and he gets energy from the cord. He actually was going for the double stomp, and Knight catches him and trips him up, and Knight hits the DDT actually onto the championship. And there was an attempt as well where he was trying to get the championship, and without being seen by the ref, but ref did notice it, so that he was still trying to get the championship, but that was rolled on to the closest to the apron. And that was a perfect opportunity where he rolled down to actually Grimes actually was stripped onto the outside, and Knights hits a DDT onto the championship. A good storytelling as well, that there, good psychology as well. I mean, if you see, the ref didn't see it, and that's very believable because that was close to the apron, and ref didn't see it, and that was it. The ref counts. He hits that. He and here's that BFT and that finisher, and gets a cover and gets a win and retains the championship, as well as as well as Cameron Grimes is the uh, butler for LA Knight. Good segments, great segments. We could see entertaining segment. We could see from in going forward in NXT weekly episode. A really good match, as I said. Very fun match. And back in the after that, we got a segment where backstage Raquel and Okada are backstage with Mackenzie, who asks them who they think will win the NXT Women's Tag Team title match. And Raquel says she isn't happy about the question, and Dakota says she would be walking out champion if not for Shotzi and Ember. She says Ember's bug she's ready to squash, and maybe we could see next week the matchup between Ember and Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai for some weeks right now. I had said in my prediction video as well that she's been on the losing end for some time right now. So maybe she should get the victory, and she's a heel, so she's definitely should get the victory on Ember Moon if they have match next week. So that wasn't comfort, but still they'll put Shotzi on the shelf again, this says. And we get to the another into the ring where we back with the NXT Breakout tournament competitor reveal. This was announced, and we are witnessing Trey Baxter, Carmelo Hayes, we have seen him against Adam Cole, I think so, yeah. And Riches, he also had a match with Kushida as well, that open challenge for Cruiserweight Championship. So he's a great talent. And Riches actually got the victory against somewhat of a in the 205 live that they had. So they had a two qualifying match. So Andre Chase is one of them from them, and we had Josh Briggs, Ikemin Jiro. So Ikemin Jiro is a Japanese superstar. So well known. I think he's a kind of a international good superstar. So a great great list of competitors that were being shown. I was very excited to see the new blood, the new challengers. I mean, new competitors, new superstars coming to the NXT. About what's in store for us from them. I mean, so excited. We had Joe Gacy, Odyssey Jones, and I'm just naming these guys. If we don't know these guys, we'll be getting to know these guys in the future. And the name we being expecting was Parker Bodak, but Parker Bodak was not there. Maybe they could say that we could see like he interrupting in any competitor's match, and kind of that. So Duke Hudson is the final competitor as well. So Duke Hudson, this last guy, was a very cocky and arrogant kind of guy, and I like this guy. I mean, next week actually there's a match between Ikemin Jiro versus Hudson. Hudson looks very promising by his facial expressions and all. And another one who was expected was Odyssey Jones. He was a big guy, kind of a very big guy, kind of Bronson Reed type of, yeah, a very big guy. So Vinnie Mac could be looking on him, making him the main roster debut maybe in future, because Vinnie Mac likes big guys. That's why. So we get to that, and after that we get to the next match, which was for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match between Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus the Way. And going into this match, I thought about that is it could be a very well worked match, because four of the superstars are very well working women, and they always put on a very good match, and that was the case here. But we actually saw a surprising thing as well. And this match actually starts off with India and Io have some counter wrestling, and India had also big kind of wrestler, and Io who actually she was actually using her fast-paced quick advantage on Indy, the experience advantage. Indy with a wrist lock that Io flips out of. She comes off the ropes with a diving drop kick. So a kind of great chemistry and a great maneuver control segment, and great reversal and counter maneuvers by both of them. And Indy tags back, and they whip Io into the apron. She kicks them both as they come in, sends Candice to the outside. Missile drop kick and cover for the two. Zoe in and double suplex to Indy. Zoe was very great as well. She's very fast paced, and she's very aggressive as well in her wrestling style. And I like aggressive kind of wrestling. I love that. And Indy reverses a whip into the ropes, but a backdrop item gets kicked in the face. More kicks by Zoe. Drop gut first on the ropes. Stark is out of the ring as we go to break, and we had the interesting thing that is the lights go dark when Lily tagged in, and was going for the roll up by Shira, gets two, and Candice kicks her hard in the head, and that was when the lights go dark, and the battery is at 100% now. And it was none other than I didn't expect actually, because yesterday I didn't read about any wrestling news or rumors or something, so I wasn't sure who he was or she was. I thought about that maybe there could be a new member for the new that MMA group Diamond Mine, but I was confirmed like I was confirmed like they are like something they are going to have in the women's match. They should have some women's competitor coming. So it was none other than Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox is here, and Candice is in shock, and she's like saying no, no, and in her mind, and Io kicks Indy in the knee. Io with the drop kick that sends Candice out, and K360 by tagging in Stark, and Stark gets a K360, and Cover gets, and the new tag team champions, women's tag team champions, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, a very early kind of championship change, I think so, for Zoe Stark and Io Shirai, because this is the first time they had. So I mean, they are good, they are working well with each other, but they should have get a build or something for next opportunity or something like that. So certainly they got the championship very easily, because of the interference and the distraction from Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox actually brawls with Candice LeRae, and that was a good brawl, and that was a very good brawl. Tegan comes down to the ring, and Candice tried to escape. Knox gets LeRae in the ring and beats her down. LeRae managed to escape and runs away with Knox. And that was the finish of this match. But I think that tell a good story there. I mean, that loss was due to the interference by Tegan Knox, so that was there. Tegan Knox really is a babyface, I think so. Literally, they actually left off with that way storyline that they before then that they were not way. They had they had the Gargano, Candice LeRae, Teganos. They were going with a friendship kind of thing that Gargano and Candice LeRae didn't like about something. I don't remember that story, so they continued that. So I am glad that they had a good story continuation there, and they're doing a story that due to the interference they lost the title. I do think that Candice LeRae is going for the against. I mean, they are eventually going to be split up. I think Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, they are fairly built up now. I mean, before before they were kind of creating their team. That's not the position they are now right now. They are really good now, very well meshed team, and they really do a great job with each other, and great job working out the tag team championship and all. A good title reign as well. So eventually now Candice LeRae would be going for the Tegan of rivalry, and I mean Indy Hartwell, she's with I think this after the match we saw. Uh, after the match we saw him coming up, Dexter Loomis actually coming up, and we had by Dexter Loomis actually I actually missed on a very good a good spot in the match where they actually where Indy Hartwell actually pulled over the finisher of Dexter Loomis, that the sleeper kind of maneuver, and this Candice LeRae actually had a Gargano escape on Yoshirai, so that was a great year. So just remember that. That's why I told. And after the ad break, we saw Dexter Loomis came out and rescued Indy Hartwell. So their story is gonna continue. I think so. Maybe Dexter Loomis matches would be like she would be kind of a manager or something, maybe, and that's the thing. And we also had a segment next to that. We saw Tony Storm, who is not happy that she's not getting a title shot anytime, and she says that Raquel fears her. And when asked about Saray's challenge, she just disrespected me because she just Tony Storm. I want to face her, so she says it's cute, and Saray may want a match with her, but she's not on Tony's level. And she's an international, global level superstar. So a good promo, a good well worked, a good promo laid out by Tony Storm, and nothing wrong. I mean, all of the till now this show was really well paced and very good matches as well. Only thing was the ending of the NXT Tag Team Championship, but a great match, man. And after the ad break, Dexter Loomis situation was played out, and rescued Indy Hartwell from the ring. He actually carried out her, and we get to the next segment where this was a Hitro Cypher celebration. Ashante, the Adonis, kicks off the Hitro. I mean, I did enjoy fairly. I mean, decent. It was decent, but it was fairly long. I thought about that when they began in the stage. Actually, that was over with them. That was they really did had a very lot of time when they were rapping one by one, like. She actually, what's her name, I don't know, she actually began, and then Ashanti Arness had the rap, and then the Top Dollar had the rap, then the champion actually had the rap, and there was a little wrong about the presentation. Actually the champion was standing there. I think it could have been better if the setup was being already set up there, and they actually announced that new NXT North American champion, and he getting out from the back. And that could have been a good entrance for the champion. That should have been done. He was just standing there in the side. He's champion, so he should be in the spotlight. So he should have gotten that entrance. I thought about that. And again, as I said, they really did take a lot of time cutting this rap in the stage, and then they were escalating into the ring actually, and they had their as well way too long segment, but still that was a bad thing here, but not very bad. I mean, it was certainly a change thing that we haven't seen, so certainly a fair decent thing, decent that they celebration they had. I thought about that when they were getting into the ring. Maybe we get Bronson Reed's interference or something. Maybe so. Maybe a new challenger or something, but that was not the case. Could have been also a good, good. I mean, good. Good, good answer for what's next for the NXT North American Championship. We don't know what's going to happen from there. So again, and after back from the break, we saw Mackenzie ask Regal and Joe about tonight's show, and Regal puts over the whole of the show and says, "Till now it's going good." And Mackenzie asks about the feud between Kross and Gargano, and he says he doesn't look to change the outcome of the match and won't intervene unless provoked. Joe says, and next week, he says, may the best man win. He says, and next week we had two matches that said one is NXT Championship match. Karrion Kross is Johnny Gargano. My prediction is Karrion Kross retaining the championship. Maybe Samoa Joe getting involved. Maybe we could get a shocking as well, but I do think. If they want to have Karrion Kross with Samoa Joe, they could have Johnny Gargano win. But if they don't want to do it, just a fair. Always see some kind of shenanigans with the guest referee thing, kind of thing. So I do expect here as well. So NXT Breakout tournament match next week. First match Duke Hudson versus Ikemin Jiro. That's also a match for next week announced. Excuse me for that. We get to the main event: Adam Cole versus KyleOReilly. The match I've been looking for, and this was so good, man. This had a this had a good replay value, I can say that. A very good meshed well match, and at this point they are so polished and well oiled, man. They are just like they're just like bread and jam, and they just gelled out really well in this match, and very good technical mastery. I can go it with a moves on move, but like I said, Adam Cole, the story, Adam Cole kind of really actually stole the match, stole this show with this match, and the main event actually was lit. And the story of this match was Adam Cole actually targeting KyleOReilly's neck with the neck breaker onto the outside, and KyleOReilly actually also taking out the leg of Adam Cole as well as the arm as well. The arm was the more important point that KyleOReilly actually had in his mind, that was being targeted, and that was the whole story here. And they really did a very good wrestling match with no anything tools or no anything. They barely did get outside just for that neck breaker that they Adam Cole had on Adam Kyle. That was the only thing that they had, and they really showed us that they can work a unsanctioned match kind of match where they throw it off with tools and environment on each other, and they got out of a lot of through each other, and after that, KyleOReilly got the victory first, and the story tells that Adam Cole should get the victory here, and that was it. Adam Cole got the victory here, and the second match, a technical mastery with wrestling moves, who's the best, and the story was who's the best in the in NXT, who's the best in technical wrestling. Who's their best in wrestling. So it's sure now we know that Adam Cole is on the top, and such a great match, man. Lots of knee strikes, lots of that Muay Thai style of KyleOReilly that was being displayed, and Cole's cunning style and his smart and his quick maneuvers, and on the point, you cannot expect when this guy will strike that kind of maneuver. And we also had Pandemon Sunrise being teased quite a lot of time, but finally he hit the first time. He didn't get the pin. He didn't get the pin because he was going for the last shot. He didn't get the pin, and in the end we saw Cole actually was lying in wait and lowers the knee pad. He goes for the last shot, but Kyle counters. A quick action sequence that ends with KyleOReilly into the ropes with a big clothesline, a big pop. The reaction from the crowd was great here, and Kyle goes up top, goes for the big knee, but Cole moves out and actually harms his bad knee, because that was also the story actually played out. Because when he actually got to the top rope, he actually Adam Cole actually kicked out on his thigh, so that was also the thing. That was also the story that so the psychology was 100% here. The storytelling was 100%, and the character work that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly had, great man. And Kyle O'Reilly had a great determination that he want to prove that he's one of the best, and he's the best of the NXT that was to all that want to offer. He wants to get through this obsessiveness that Adam Cole had. So that was the Adam Cole wants to have in his mind that he's on the top of the NXT. There's never gonna be anyone that going to be on the top, and that was the story. And I also had a very good story telling where he actually mocks her wife, Kyle O'Reilly's wife. So that point actually he gets into the head where he actually that was the point where he actually throws off strikes onto the apron, and he actually goes to the top rope to have some moonsault or something. That was the point where Adam Cole get the upper hand. He actually kicked onto the thighs, and that was the main turning point of this match. And as I said, in the end, he goes for the Panama Sunrise. Kyle pulls him down. Cole dodges a charging knee and takes out Kyle. He goes for the Panama Sunrise but eats a kick, a good super kick, but the kick hit O'Reilly hard. Cole with his Panama Sunrise and then hits that last call, finally getting the pin and getting the victory. Great match, man. Fantastic match. I mean, were they very well worked and well. I would not be surprised if they would have another rubber match or something. I'm all on it. I'm all on it. I do want as well if they would have in maybe we could see next NXT takeover or something that's a good point because we have time now, so quite a good break as well. So that is next takeover maybe in the after SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam is on August 21st, so that's a good point that fans can have little time after have a breather or something. So great show, man. I highly recommend this show. If you have not watched it, do watch it. Take your time and do watch this show. And I hope you liked my review. Please make sure to like this review and subscribe to my channel for more this kind of fun talk about wrestling shows and for wrestling content. I do hope to provide you best content possible, and if you have any suggestion that you want to me getting improved, please put out in the comment section below, and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and be safe, stay energetic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Tomorrow is AEW Road Rager. The card looks good. Not certainly, I'm not comparing, but but still, I'm not comparing these two shows because these two shows are on on different days, but not at the level of NXT card. But still excited to see how it would be. Yeah. So that's AEW Road Rager tomorrow. Wait for please do subscribe for that to get that review. I would be having my thoughts on the every show as well. So that's it, guys. Lots of bragging about. Be safe, stay energetic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.